Yo, welcome to Muse News Crypto. I am Nate Muse. I'm going to do a quick overview of the week on the crypto market, as well as a couple of hot topics around Cardano and Charles Hoskinson kind of losing his mind on the media, rightfully so, and their lack of coverage regarding Cardano and any of the bullish news that's happening, which we will touch on today in this video, as well as a couple of topics regarding ChatGPT, as well as Twitter's partnership with eToro. So just jumping right in, obviously this is right here, ADA, as it says here. ADA kind of crossed that 43-cent threshold over the last 24 hours. Things are definitely looking good, and we've got a pretty solid bullish trend going on right now. So we'll kind of see what's to come as we go into the weekend. But anyways, kind of an overview of the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty much everybody's in the green right now. Everything's looking really good across the board. I mean, we've got a lot of media coverage around the banks and the crashing and all that good stuff, but with that, that's just going to continue to enhance the strength in the crypto market as a whole. Currently, we're sitting at 1.26 trillion as the market cap of the entire market, as well as our top 10s have kind of just stayed where they've been for the last several years. XRP is doing really well. Lots of good bullish information out there regarding XRP partnering with a bunch of big major corporations. So definitely something to look into. Cardano, as I mentioned, had broken that 40-cent threshold, climbing up over 43 cents yesterday, as well as we've got the information that I had been releasing, and you guys may have seen regarding the Shanghai upgrade for Ethereum, the layer 2, Ethereum 2.0, if you will, with the on-chain, beacon chain, staked funds kind of slowly being released out into the market. So that'll be exciting to kind of see how that unfolds. But I do want to play a quick video for you guys of Charles Hoskinson talking a little bit about some of the reasoning behind, or just touching on the fact that there's just lack of coverage regarding Cardano ADA as a whole. And I'll talk a little bit about my opinion as far as maybe what's causing that. So here we go.
Outside of this filter, which seems to be heart set repeatedly, time and again, focused on diminishing our project. Don't know why. Don't know what the incentive is. Maybe it's because venture capitalists don't own anything in it. And as a result, they don't really profit too much if Cardano grows as an ecosystem. Whereas if other ecosystems that shall remain nameless, which they did invest heavily in, succeed, they will make windfalls and have already made them in some cases. For that matter, more than 1,200 Cardano dApps are under construction. More than 100 have launched. There are 8 million assets issued to Cardano, millions of transactions, tons of great development. Foundation just announced a certification program, an education program. IO continues.
And if you're familiar with Charles's AMAs, his Ask Me Anythings that he does here, if you're not, I definitely recommend subscribing to his channel there and tuning in when you can. You know that he's constantly transparent. You know that he's constantly talking about the direction of ADA, direction of Cardano as time continues on. He's not going to stop doing that. That's why I personally have always been bullish on Cardano and the entire project as a whole since they were rolled out in 2017. Definitely have been invested in them myself. So with what he was going to continue on with there, just kind of listing off all the bullish things that are happening for Cardano, the media does not recognize these things. And what he mentioned regarding the VC's lack of backing in Cardano, it's not because Charles doesn't want their, it's not that he wants them on their network, is kind of what's going on there, right? It's not that they wouldn't put their money into Cardano. It's that he simply just didn't want to be backed by VCs, right? So these venture capitalists are kind of working really hard to make sure that his name and his project is getting buried, and they have been doing this for several years. But as you can see, as we just showed there, Cardano is at number 7 on the top 10 on the CoinMarketCap list here, and it's pretty much been in the same spot, kind of floating between number 4 and number 8 for several years. And that just goes to show that the ecosystem as a whole, the Cardano community as a whole, is very strong. And if you just look around on YouTube or anywhere and do your own research regarding that, you'll see very quickly that there is a huge community regarding ADA. I mean, their volume over the last 24 hours was just shy of $1 billion. And so that being said, Cardano, me personally, I am very bullish on Cardano, and I'll talk a little bit about some things and reasons why. But jumping in, I mentioned something about ChatGPT. Yes, he did. Charles Hoskinson did talk a little bit about it on his Twitter the other day. He says here, it says here on the article that he took to his Twitter account and essentially shared a video of this YouTuber, Vinay Prasad, a medical doctor, on how ChatGPT could revolutionize the world of medicine. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll show you a clip of that here in a moment of his conclusion and kind of how ChatGPT is going to help the world of medicine and kind of change it as we know it, essentially, and not just medicine, but just technical processes as a whole, right? Things that humans can kind of be replaced by with ChatGPT, and allows those that maybe think they couldn't get into the medical field start to have a little bit more confidence on having the answers at a much quicker rate. And ChatGPT is going to allow a lot of people to do that. So I think that's really cool. But he does talk about how essentially the fueling or backing of the development of the dApps can be leveraged by this technology with ChatGPT, with AI technology, dubbed as large language modules or LLMs. Okay, so that video I mentioned, here is that gentleman. If you want to go check out his channel, he's got an awesome channel. Looks like I need to subscribe, but his channel is very, very solid, very informative. So I'm just going to play a quick clip of this on kind of his conclusion and how the general overview of ChatGPT could benefit the world as a whole. So just kind of jumping right in here.
When it comes to practice, I think it's going to fundamentally change who goes into medicine, and it's going to remove the key challenge in medicine, which is making sound decisions, meaning that maybe the empathy will be prioritized. I doubt that, not in this system, this broken system. Or the physical labor will be prioritized, but I also doubt that because we've never actually evaluated the ability to do physical labor. The last point I want to make is that people talking about banning this, it's absolutely pointless. You could try to ban it in one country. It's just going to move to the other countries. You're just going to give a competitive advantage to China.
Just like crypto, I might add. Ban it in the US, it's not going anywhere.
It's absolutely hopeless to try to ban or slow this. People who are talking about that this is incompetent, I think, have not played with it enough and seen the advances from 3.5 to 4. It's really come a long way. And so I think the right answer is something in between. It will dramatically change lots of aspects of medicine. That's what I feel strongly about. But of course, everything I've said is speculation, and so time will tell. And if you're interested,
Yeah, so as he mentioned there, kind of just the general sense of having ChatGPT as a way to, benefit getting information much quicker at a much faster rate. If you want to read a book, essentially you can have ChatGPT kind of summarize that for you and take that summary and break that down into bullet points. And so it's just making a lot of the tedious work that has to be done on a day-to-day basis for many different industries and kind of condensing that into a much easier, more digestible format. I use it in my full-time job pretty often. Definitely helps out and saves some time throughout my day-to-day. So yes, this article here was from last year. This is on Binance.com, talking a little bit about the scrutiny that essentially Cardano faces by not having VCs backing his company. And so obviously that's not really done a whole lot to hurt Cardano. Cardano continuously works to kind of fall in line with their roadmap and what dApps are expected to be released and how many are being released. And as I mentioned on his AMAs, Charles Hoskinson's AMAs, it's always talking about it and being very transparent about where Cardano is in the form of their roadmap, right? So just recently, some bullish information that came out was DJED. Their stable coin essentially is backed by their own funds, right? Not by VCs, not by anybody other than those that are participating in the network and converting their ADA over to DJED, the stable coin. So very cool news when it comes to that. And many believe that DJED is going to be able to compete or is on the way of competing with many other stable coins that are out there, USDC, USDT, and I definitely believe in that as well. So very cool information. But anyways, this article again is from last year, but things have not changed. Things continue to go not in Charles Hoskinson's favor in terms of positive media coverage. But as we saw a little bit ago, ADA is not really affected by that. In fact, it's kind of in a breakout right now. So we'll see if this continues on and if the expectation of Cardano kind of hitting that 60-cent mark over the next few months is actually going to occur. I know there's a lot of just overall crypto, just bullish information coming out of China as far as them opening up trading again. And so I think that's going to benefit the market as a whole, not financial advice, just my speculation. Okay, so we will try to follow along with that. But here is some bullish news. All right, so says here that Cardano Gaming has gone cross-chain thanks to integration with the new Layer 2 network. Yes, and so we're going to continue to see these dApps be rolled out and partnerships continue to form. The partnership between this company here, which we'll mention their name here in a second, essentially enables ADA holders to play on-chain games without bridging tokens to other networks, right? So kind of keeping it within the Cardano ecosystem. Very bullish as a whole for them to be partnering with Pema Studios. It's the name of their company, right? So it says here the development is attributed to the newly signed partnership between Cardano and Pema Studios, birthing an integration that will see Cardano users playing these blockchain games without the need to bring their tokens to other networks, right? So again, just kind of keeping it within the ecosystem is very bullish for Cardano as a whole, in my opinion, and we'll continue to see things be working in their favor. I know Cardano just rolled out their own light wallet, so that's very cool, and another way to easily integrate into games like Data and a couple other games out there that I know a lot of you probably have heard of. So moving on here, though, as I had mentioned, there is an expectation that if this pattern for ADA continues on, I will just kind of show that again here. We do have some trending going on at the moment, so we'll kind of see if it continues on, but we do have obviously some bullish trending here, and this was just from a few days ago up until now. So if we can see maybe some breaks past the neckline here, then we'll obviously see some continued uptrend there. But that is obviously just TA there, so take that at will. TA is very solid to follow if you've seen patterns over time. However, again, not financial advice. Market shifts happen all the time via news breaks and all kinds of other things that work on shifting the market. So just be very careful if you're looking at getting into the market. But there is some high expectations that ADA is going to continue to break out. So we'll see if this continues on. Ali on Twitter here says that Cardano is poised to confirm this head and shoulders pattern, potentially igniting a 44% breakout that could propel ADA to 60 cents, right? So here's your head and shoulders pattern. If it does continue on and that is to occur, as we see here, this left shoulder, right shoulder, and head, you've got an up, down, up, down, up. And when we see those head and shoulder patterns, either we're going to see a major breakout to the upside or we'll see some correction, possibly down to 30 cents, but we'll continue to follow that as time goes on as well. So as I mentioned, this is a weekly overview of the entire market, so I'm trying to cover as much as I can here for you. But this last topic I'm going to talk about, you may have heard of. Essentially, eToro here has partnered with Twitter. So with Twitter having a whole bunch of different money tags or cash tags already in existence, aka the money sign with a ticker regarding either a stock or a crypto. They are continuing to roll these out, and they're actually partnering with eToro to provide more market data. So if you were to say put up a hashtag of hashtag ADA and then $ ADA there, they're working really hard over at Twitter to start to provide more information for those that are using the cash tag ADA or cash tag, really any crypto or stock exchange ticker. So very cool news there for Twitter and for Elon Musk and his workings to hopefully flip some kind of return on investment for his investment of $44 billion in Twitter. So we'll see what's to happen there. But last but not least, ADA is trending on Twitter. That's pretty cool. And we've heard some talking about Mark Cuban kind of backing Cardano and a bunch of other people that may have not spoken very highly of Cardano in the past. I know Cuban is somebody that has been talking highly of Cardano for a couple of years now, but I'm sure we'll start to see some people follow that trend. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. We will do these videos typically once a week. We'll do a weekly recap video, and then I have a ton of shorts that I release. Usually a YouTube short comes out every single day. Also on Instagram if you want to check me out there, and on Twitter too. So anyways, appreciate you watching. Y'all have a great day, good weekend, good night, good morning, whichever time it is where you're at. And thank you so much.